Um, I believe this is everybody, as far as I know. If they join after this, we'll just get them caught up. So tonight we will be focused on applications of entrepreneurship. I am your instructor for tonight, Professor Jay. Um, and uh, I majored in business. For those, there's some folks on here that wasn't on here last night. I understand that some was observing the holiday. So uh, welcome back. Hope you had a good day on yesterday for those that was observing. So yesterday we went over applications of business and talked about the end of course project, the two tracks, I'll just pull it up here. So everyone should have gotten the email yesterday and you would have seen the end of course projects in there. And these are literally what you need to do to complete the fundamentals cohort, right? So we have three cohorts. We have the fundamentals of business and entrepreneurship, followed by H&T, hospitality and travel, followed by the advanced business and entrepreneurship. So the end of course projects are here. So fundamentals, you would choose one of these here. You would choose either the guided research paper or the business plan framework, right? So you would be doing the guided research paper if you're not going to be focusing on a business, right? So for the guided research paper, you'll be looking at an industry, right, that you're interested in, an organization or a college, university that you want to go to. And you literally would research that, follow the format right here, right? Exactly what's here. You can follow the format. I know it says three paragraphs minimum, but we don't do the minimum, right? Yeah, I feel like if you do the guided research, you could at least get a good 2 pages out of it. Um, and then for option, sorry, just to wrap up the guided research, after doing the guided research paper, that is something that you would send to us. So please make sure you're doing it on a device that has email. In the past, we've had folks do work and then didn't know how they were going to email it out. So please do this on something that has email where you can email it to us. Um, and then you will have an elevator pitch. So an elevator pitch is literally 60 to 90 seconds to summarize your research, right? What did you research? Why? What did you learn that stood out? Um, and what were your takeaways and conclusions, right? So you just will quickly go through that in your elevator pitch, right? So if you're leaning towards the guided research, drop a G in the chat if that's what you're leaning towards. Um, Option B is the business plan framework. So this is for those that have a business idea. There's a concept that they want to launch, right? They are like, man, I need to launch this business idea, or I want to learn how to launch a business. So for the business plan framework, right, we would need your vision statement to be complete, your mission statement to be complete. Um, you should also be completing the business model canvas, the value proposition canvas, which we'll go over these a little bit more today. And then from that, you will do your elevator pitch. Your elevator pitch should be pulling from the materials you would have completed and summarizing for us in 90 seconds. What is your business all about? What's the purpose? What's the goal? What do you want to do? How are you going to do it? What is your target audience? Right? And how do we learn more about it? So the elevator pitch is really meant to be quick. Um, who who knows who's already heard of the concept of elevator pitches? Could drop it in the
Michaela,
chat. You can raise your
Michaela
hand.
raised her hand.
Okay. All right. Cool, cool. Um, can you share, I guess, like what your understanding of the elevator pitch?
Sure. So what I believe an elevator pitch is just a quick summary of like the major topics of your pitch. It's just like the main points and essentially what um it is in a couple of sentences. Like I believe like 2 minutes at most.
Good, good. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, spot on. And all right, so if you're leaning towards the business plan framework, then this is what you'll be doing. All right. Okay, so there are no further questions on, and of course, I'll move on. So we also dropped it in the chat. My wife dropped it in the chat, the link again for the end of course project. So please, if you have not looked at that, please look at that. Um, and if you have any questions while you're working on it, please let us know. For when you're finished with the work, you can email us, dropping it in the chat. So you can email info@letsoarnj.org when you're all done. All right. All right. So how are, got a question in here. Yes, you choose one. You choose one option. No problem. So it is due, let me see, give you the exact day here. Oh, next Thursday, the 2nd of October. All right. No problem. How we feeling? You could come off mute. You could drop it in the chat. How you feeling today? Tonight? Got some happies. Nice, nice. Tired. I know some of you guys are working. Blessed, tired, 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 sleepy, good, tired. All right. All right. So we gotta get that energy up. Ready for a vacation. Oh man, me too. Um, all right, who's in a different time zone? Are some folks in a different time zone? I'm in the Eastern time zone. I'm on the East Coast. Is anyone in a different time zone?
Central time zone? Central. I'm like an
Okay,
hour behind.
gotcha. Okay. And Carissa as well. Okay. All right. So hang in there. Tonight's going to be a lot of engagement. All right. So you're not going to hear me talking the whole time. If you have questions, yes, I'll definitely speak to your questions. So the goal of tonight is to go a little bit deeper with entrepreneurship, right? So we touched on some tools yesterday. We reviewed the vision and mission statement, just to make sure that we everyone got a good understanding of that. Um, who here feels like they got a good understanding of like what the vision statement is and what the mission statement is, the difference between the two?
A mission statement basically is like, um, or wait, were you asking us to like explain? Like it was so
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
okay. So
Absolutely.
a mission statement, I feel like that's basically like what you want to do currently. Like that's like a current what you want to do now,
Mhm.
and a vision statement is what you want to do like in the future, like future tense.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you. And we do have the resources on Google in Google Class. So if you have not accessed Google Class, please check out Google Class. All of these resources are on there. There are website links to walk you through the details there. All right. All right. So 7 levels deep. So we introduced. we touched on this last night. Um, who actually completed it? Who went through and answered all the questions of the 7 levels here? Nobody? Nobody went through? All right, so I'm gonna give oh, sorry, so the translated version. All right, so this is the first exercise. So the 7 levels deep. So the first question, what is important to you about becoming successful? Right? I want everyone. So right now we're gonna take a moment and we're gonna work on this in real time because we really want to make sure everyone gets through the material here. So take a moment, think about it, whether you're gonna write it down in an actual piece of paper right now or type it out. Let's do that in real time. So first question is what is important to you about becoming successful? All right, and gonna ask that everyone digs deep to work through this because it can seem a little intimidating sometimes, like pushing to answer these questions, but I believe you all have what it takes. So we're gonna push through. All right, did everyone answer that first question? Need more time? Got some thumbs up. Anyone need more
Yeah, I
time?
answered the first question. It's asked, why do you want to be successful, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So basically, I really trying my best to be important in my life and to make some challenges for myself. I really like to challenge myself, and I feel happy when I overcome my challenges. So it
Awesome.
makes me happy at first. And my second reason is to not to work all the time because I know if I will like my work, if I will love it, if I will enjoy it, I
Hmm.
I basically would not work. I will just do my hobby and get money for that.
Nice. Yeah. That is that is one way to look at it, right? Try to get to something that you love doing, so that way it's not stressing you out all the time. Michaela?
So how I answered the sorry, let me lower the hand. Um, so I answer that question is becoming successful means that I am able to provide stability for myself, my family, and the people that I know, and I can also advocate for others depending on what I choose to do.
Okay. And why is that important to you?
Um, yeah, I'm always big on caring for others. I love doing that, and I want to make sure that everyone that I know around me is okay and is doing their best. But I also want to make sure that I am doing well for myself. So being six being successful not only means making sure that the people that I know are taken care of, but it's also that I'm taken care of.
Awesome. Take care of the people and yourself. Um, Helena, did you want to go?
Yeah, sure. I said the reason why being successful is that I'm able to take charge of opportunities I have access to because I know a lot of people don't have them or have like a much larger barriers they've had. And since I have so much access to education, I feel like that was like put me on the step to be successful in life and do what I want to.
Awesome. And why is that important to you?
I just see a lot of people, like even people I know personally, that work so hard for their education and for their dreams that it's like I know they have so many like privileges that a lot of people wish they had. So what's the point of me like not using them and wasting those resources when there are people who would do anything to have them?
Okay. Awesome. Thank you. And I'm gonna go a little deeper. So uh, Joey put being able to provide for my family and myself. Um, Kalibe put to live my dream and bless others. So for both of you, I'll say, okay, for those first ones, why is that why are those important to you? Either one you could come off mute.
Because my mom and my family took care of me. So, when I become successful, it's just me giving back to her and giving back to them what they gave to me.
Awesome. That is great. That is definitely um definitely honorable, right? To give back to those that gave to you. All right, so we're gonna go another level deeper if you don't mind. So why is giving back important to you?
Because, like, she looked out for me. Like, if I needed something or if I wanted something, she supported me to achieve my goals. And now that I achieved it, I feel like a part of the reason I achieved it is because of them. So a part of it, should kind of go to them.
Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna encourage everyone to keep going with this, right? So we went 2 or 3 levels deep here, and the goal is to get to 7 levels deep on this. So, um, me. So just to like everyone, you guys are definitely off to a great start. Um, for the example here, we see that it starts off on a high level, and some folks are going deep a little deep quickly, which is still good, but the goal is to keep going deeper, right? So for here, it was to make more money, then it was to get out of debt. Why? Stop working so hard to pay someone else. Why? Because I want to do things in my life with the fruits of my labor. Why? To take care of my mother, who is widowed and needs help. Why? Because she sacrificed everything to send me to college, and I want to make sure she is taken care of and in her golden years. Why? Because I want to be in control of my life and I can help those around me, right? Who can't help themselves. Know, know, know they are precious with worthy and loved, right? So some of you touched on some of these here, but for you as an individual, it's still a powerful exercise to kind of dig deep yourself, right? And have your own 7 levels of deep. What the goal of this is to give you that, give you your, what I will call your perpetual motivation. When things get hard, things get challenging, it definitely it helps to know why you're doing what you're doing. Why are you traveling so far to try to make this connection to get this thing going, right? Why are you pushing yourself to get into that college? Why are sacrificing time and energy to work so hard, right? Because this process will become challenging. Like you will have those moments where you're like, man, like this is just too much, right? And the 7 levels deep is really to build that foundation of motivation for you, right? So in here it said you'll uncover your true why, which will be the driving force that allows you to accomplish anything in life, right? So yeah, when you're locked in to your goal and you know why, it gives you much more um I guess um I guess just motivation, energy to keep going, to keep pushing, to keep trying. Cool. So definitely encourage everyone to complete this for yourselves, all right? Like, this isn't even something that we're asking you to hand in. We're just asking that you take the time and write it out. Because the other thing is when you write things down, it solidifies, right? It resonates. And it's good to do that. And also when you write it down, you could reflect back on it, right? Next month you might do it again and you might have different whys, or they might have changed a little bit. A year from now you might do it again. As you go through life, things do change, and you you most likely will evolve your why over time. All right. All right, so we kind of did the debrief live, we shared. All right, so switching gears here. Did anyone take a stab at the business model canvas? Anyone start? Anyone drop some notes in? Go ahead, Joey.
I did a little bit.
Okay.
So I was like, for my customers, I was doing like guys, because I was cutting hair, so I was going to be the barber. So and
Okay.
I kind of modeled the barbershop from the movie, The Barbershop, because I kind of wanted a community like
Yeah.
that. So I was just like, men, children. I was going to post on social media the way I want good relationships with my customers. So
Hmm.
just a little bit.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And are you in Jersey or are you in a different state?
In Ohio.
Ohio. Okay, okay. That's an 8-hour drive. So I don't know if I'll be over there, but I'll be there for the grand opening maybe. No, but definitely think it is cool. So like as you started to write that out, how did it make you feel as you started to fill that out?
I don't know. It kind of felt like one of those assignments from school, like when you was like Ryan, just making something up.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, all right. Who else? Anyone else? Did anyone else take a stab at it? Not yet. All right. So you guys got 1 week to get this in. So so Joey, were you here for the last week when they introduced it, the business model canvas?
Yeah,
Or was
I
this
started.
okay? So you did get an overview. Okay, cool, cool, cool. All right. So there's also so the goal of it really is to help get your thoughts out, but the long-term goal is when you start to put things into action, you have this to reflect back on, right? So you have this to use as kind of like a guideline, if you will, to say, like, all right, what do I need, right? How do I get myself situated so that way I have all my bases covered from a high level of business. Oh, next week, the end of course materials are due. So um that's in the email. So if you look in the email, there was a let me pull it out here. So if you're doing the business track, you would be sending us your business model canvas and your value proposition canvas. All right, so so the goal is understanding these 9 areas of the business so that way you can apply that for yourself, right? And you know what questions to ask, you know what you're building out, and why. And then the other component is the value proposition canvas, right? So um, the value proposition canvas really just goes a step deeper to say, all right, how are you thinking about specifically meeting your customer needs, right? And it's one thing to think about it, but it's another thing to actually write it out, right? Because when you write it out, you get a sense of what you're thinking and you could actually get feedback and work it out versus just having it in your head. So these are things that you definitely want to do because things change over time, right? So while in the beginning you might have a certain idea, you might think, hey, this should work. You want to write it down because that's the only way that you could really track and see what works, what doesn't work, make changes and tweak it and improve. Any questions, thoughts, business model canvas, value proposition? No? All right. So getting a mentor. So like we touched on getting a mentor yesterday, right? So getting connected with someone that's seasoned, that has experience of what you're trying to do. And be that support, right? Help you with the direction, right? So for all of you that are looking into business, right? Looking at Miss C, myself, Miss Atoya, Miss Rosie, like we're here, to be mentors, to help you guys, to give you direction, and help you understand what steps you literally need to take to get your business off the ground. For those that are, focused first on getting into college, right? Starting a trade, right? We've helped students, there's a college tour coming up. We've had students in the past that have gone into maintenance, students that have gone into getting their pilot's license, right? So everyone's path might be a little different, and we're here to help with that. So definitely reach out if you have any questions, right? So you want a mentor that kind of has these that understands what it means to be a mentor, right? So a mentor is committed, right, to forming a relationship. They're open, right, to communicating, right? So that could be email, text, however. Um, you're able to get feedback from them, right? They're good at sharing feedback, right? Um, so they are willing to sponsor a meeting, right? So lunch somewhere where you guys can actually sit down and connect. They offer constructive criticism, right? So they're not just poking holes to poke holes or pulling, they're offering constructive criticism, meaning their feedback gives you things that you can actually take action on, work on it, right? So they might say, hey, it was great that you have a business plan. However, you might want to look at your budget, right? Because the budget seems to be a little off, right? You want to consider these things, you want to consider those things and add that into your budget. Um, Focus on general goals and objectives that foster career development, provide long-term view of career path. Right. So these are all characters that are good, right? Definitely someone that's honest, right? We need that. Otherwise, it's kind of not even helpful at all. And then someone that's going to help you work through the problem solving process, right? So whether you're thinking of a business that's new, like you have a new idea, or you're going into an area of business that you're going to be competing in, right? You're going to have some problems that you're going to need to overcome. So it definitely should be someone that is down to work through that with you. All right. So gonna open this up here. So I want to do some we're gonna do a breakout room. Want everyone basically to come up with a plan. Like how are you gonna find a mentor? Like how do you find a mentor, right? So pretty straightforward, right? Discuss and research ways to find a mentor. Um, so you want to list outline specific details. Sorry, you want to get 2 to 3 different ways listed out as a team. Like how are you gonna find a mentor? Like when the time comes, how are you finding a mentor? So you guys could share, give you guys an opportunity just to share, share some ideas here. And this might be different for each industry or each path, right? So yeah, so whatever thoughts you have on that, just go around, share, and try to get some diversity of thought in there.
I would look over for the people with experience. You know how the people who already own the business, or as they want to
Hmm.
enter in the beauty industry, I would go to beauty salons and find a friend and ask how it works so I can somehow prevent their mistakes. I can learn from their experience, from their
Learn from it.
mistakes,
Yeah.
and just don't do something.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's good. So what I want everyone to do is I want you guys to share your thoughts, right, together in the breakout rooms. And then we'll come back and you guys could and we'll pull some of this out, right? So definitely keep the discussion going. But yeah, talk with each other about different ways that you could look to find a mentor and give each other feedback, right? While you're doing it. All right. We'll just do like 5 minutes.
Talking with those people. Sorry. I
So
definitely want to
good.
start. Yeah, because my dad, since he knows people that work in real estate as well, my dad's gonna introduce me to them. So then
Okay.
I can get a better understanding of it and how I can start.
Right. So that I'll put that on the personal network, which is definitely a good place to start, right? Who do you already know that could, either be a direct mentor or a connection to one? That's definitely good to have. You'll hear me say a lot of times your network is your net worth because a lot of times it is about who you know, right? So you got to get to know some folks sometimes. All right, who else? Who else? What other methods did you guys come up with for finding a mentor?
You can make a LinkedIn account. That's what I worked at like Kent State's athletics department for like over the summer as
Hmm.
an internship, and they told me that like everybody out there uses LinkedIn, and that like
Yeah,
that's how people get jobs, find mentors, find internships. So I made one of those, and then I reached out to um he set me up with his friend Marcus, who's a real estate agent out there. So I'd be shadowing him.
awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, look, LinkedIn, yeah, definitely something to be a part of it. For those of you that may not have considered it yet, I would say just go ahead, create the account and also follow companies and individuals that are of interest, right? Because as they share, you have opportunities even to sometimes if you are following someone that let's say is a LinkedIn, they call them like a creator, influencer, like they share a lot, have a decent following. Sometimes just you interacting in the comments, right? You get exposed to other people, and people get exposed to your thoughts as well. So definitely a good one. What else we got? What other ideas and thoughts we got? How we finding our mentors?
I would say like looking like people that like your family members or people that you look up to and like inspire you to do things.
Mm, yeah, yeah, definitely. You definitely want to lean on your connections. 100%. What if you don't have any connect? What if what you would like to do is outside of your personal connections?
I said
What are
the networking events, or I know a
networking
lot of
events?
places have like summer programs for youth that are interested in different topics. So trying to find ones that are close to you or even online ones where you can meet with people that are in the field and get to like work with them.
That that's what I was looking for. Yes, definitely. Right. See what events are happening. Show up, right? And be there. When I got into photography or bought my camera, right? And did it wasn't until I went to a few networking events, met some strangers that were like, "Oh, hey, you do photos?" That got me like really going. And from there I was able to kind of operate off of word of mouth from that. So networking events could be a big help. So and meetups. So definitely. Any other thoughts, ideas?
You could
All
also
right.
cold email.
Cold email. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely don't leave anything on the table. So, cold outreach, you never know. Sometimes you don't get a response, but you do it enough, you should get a response at some point.
What
Awesome.
what about like through your school? Like, I don't know. Like maybe your school has like people you can talk to for like internships and like connections, maybe?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Right. So, yeah, I could be a teacher, guidance counselor, whoever, whoever you can stop to get their interest. I know we in my high school we had a guidance counselor. Um, so yeah. So definitely don't be shy, right? One thing is you gotta reach out, you gotta take some actions, and you gotta talk to folks. Awesome. All right, thanks everyone for taking part in that. All right, so we should all know how to find a mentor, right? So, and the reason that we really spend time on this is, most businesses don't last 5 years, right? And even in pursuing careers, sometimes it's hard to get into the career that you want to get into, right? Having a support, having like a network of support definitely makes a difference, right? Um, that support sometimes is going to be motivation, it's going to be guidance, it's going to be wisdom. Um, and finding a mentor is a major key to get to the next level. So for me, photography, I had someone who was an amazing photographer, and I literally was like, hey, could you show me? Could you just show me some basics, right? So I would touch base with him every once in a while, and he would teach me certain things. I had another person that let me hold their camera before I could afford one, so that I could start to learn. So definitely, reach out, network, join meetup groups, join communities, to where you can get around those that are either on the same path as you or those that are a little bit ahead that can help you. All right. All right. Switching gears, let's see, n- go into this topic here and then, all right. So elevator pitch. So we're coming towards the end of the cohort. So we definitely want to dive into the elevator pitch and make sure everyone has a really clear understanding of as to what this is, right? Um, so our kind of formal definition here is an elevator pitch is a brief, persuasive speech that you can use to spark interest in your organization ideas and what your yeah and what your organization does. Sorry. You can also use it to create interest in a project, idea, or product, or in yourself. A good elevator pitch should last no longer than a short elevator ride of 20 to 30 seconds, hence the name, right? So we do give you guys about a minute and a half to get all your thoughts out. So it doesn't have to be so short, but that's the concept there, right? You're trying to persuade someone of something, right? So you want to put together your talking points that will persuade them, right? If I wanted you all to, you know, go on a S.O.A.R trip to Six Flags, I will try to persuade you all to say, all right, it's going to be fun. We're going to go on all the rides. Oh, you know what? We're going to stop and get food. We're just not going to get junk food. We're going to get some great food, right? And I will try to persuade you all. If I was selling you something, right, I'm going to tell you about the product, try to learn a little bit about you. Who here needs or wants umbrellas, right? I have great umbrellas for sale. They're wind resistant. They're fold down, and they're compact. They can fit in your bag or for some your back pocket, right? And they're not so expensive, right? So I'm gonna try to persuade you. right? So your elevator pitch should be a combination of that, right? So we do have a template that you all can use. You want to guess where it is? What this template is? All right, so in Google Class, you have the picture perfect section, and there's an activity there, so you can download the PDF. Does everyone have access to download the PDF, like you're on a laptop or iPad or something? All right, so for the closing, I want everyone to kind of do a rough draft, right? So we'll take a break and then we'll come back and we'll do some dry runs, right? Just to get this pitch flowing, right? So we'll do that after the break. So let's take a hmm, let's take an 8-minute break. You guys could grab some water, do what you got to do. See you back here in 8 minutes. Kind of an odd time, but I want to give some time for us to rehearse. All right, so see you guys soon. All right, all right, all right. So we're gonna power through this last piece here, but should be fun. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna practice the elevator pitch. So we're gonna give everyone a couple of minutes just to go through, answer these questions in the elevator pitch outline. I'll put it back up on screen. So whether you're doing the business or you're doing the research project, you're gonna fill these out, right? So it's just a few quick little questions, right? Um, oh, someone's come back in. So literally 5 questions, right? Or you're filling in 5 sections I'd like to tell you about. It will improve your life. It costs you can get it by this, right? For your those of you doing the research, you just kind of tweak it. I'm interested in it is this, right? It'll improve my life in this way, right? If it has a cost, you can share costs, right? You can then share, how you intend on attaining that. All right. Any questions about the elevator pitch? All right. So I'll give 5 minutes or so you guys can go through, do a draft. Now this is just a draft, so you could do a dry run, right? We have the full-on pitch perfect class tomorrow where you're gonna go deeper, but this is just gonna give you a little bit of a head start, right? And get your thoughts flowing. And then we'll come back and we'll share. Sounds good? All right, so I'll open up the break room. So you guys could use each other as a resource. You could do some dry runs yourselves, get some feedback from your peers, and then we'll share out in the greater group. All right, guys, have fun, and see you in a few minutes. All right, how we do? How we do? All right, so that was to warm you guys up. So who's ready to jump in? Who's ready to give it a test run?
Professor
Break the
J, I don't know if
ice.
you realize your camera's off.
Oh, yeah. All right, I'm back. All right, so who's ready to jump in and give their elevator pitch a run?
I can go.
All right, go ahead, Joey.
I'd like to tell you about, I would like to tell you that my barbershop is more than just a barbershop. We're a community hub where precision cuts, modern styles, and classic barbering come together. Our mission is to help every client look sharp and feel confident while providing a welcoming space that feels like home. With skilled barbers, top quality products, and a focus on consistency, I aim to go door to door grooming destinations in the neighborhood.
Awesome, man. I think that was great. Thank you for breaking the ice and getting through that. Um, Great job, great job. Um, I didn't get the name. Did you share the name of the barbershop?
I ain't got no name. J Cut.
Okay. Okay. I was just making sure I didn't miss it. Okay. Cool, man. Great job. So, how'd that feel?
I felt it was all right.
Okay, cool. Um, all right, who would like to go next? Joey done broke it open, so you guys could jump in. Okay, we could just do random selection and just start pulling some folks up to the stage. Uh, Noah,
I'll go. Oh, sorry.
was that Ashley?
Yeah.
You want me to go or you want Ashley to go?
Ashley could go since she came off mute.
Okay. I don't know if mine is like good, but like I just kind of went based off of like what was on there. So I kind of
Okay.
said, I'd like to tell you about my like clothing slash like fashion company. It's a like alt-styled clothing company. It will improve your life by like introducing a new style to your life, and it'll cost cheaper than probably like $100. Um, and you can get it by coming to our store, slash like online store. So I don't know if I did that right, but that's kind of what I.
Awesome. Don't doubt yourself. You followed the format, right? So great job. Thank you for taking a stab at it, giving it a dry run. Um, and this is literally what I'm calling a dry run, right? So it's just to get you guys talking a little bit, saying it out loud, and you just keep on improving it, right? Cool. Thank you. Noah, go ahead.
Okay. I don't have a name for mine, but my brand, insert name here, isn't just about helping the person find clothes that fit them, but clothes that are them, that makes them feel confident. Our mission is to show that fashion can be for everyone and can make everyone feel like themselves, but elevated. We hope to be affordable and reliable to everybody who shops with us.
Awesome. That is awesome. That is awesome. All right. Great job. So you guys are we're gonna continue working on these, and you do have up to 90 minutes. So tomorrow we definitely could continue to build this out. But yes, I think you know that you definitely did. You do have a nice little framework that you're working with there. The descriptions was cool. Uh, I already forgot what you said in the beginning. Wait, what did you say in the beginning? You
Wait,
had a little. How do you start it off?
I said I just started off with because I don't have a name for my brand yet, so I just put
Well, after that part,
my brand, insert name here, isn't just about helping the person find clothes that fit them, but clothes that are them.
yes, that piece. That's a nice little tagline. All right. Who else? Jayla, I think you're ready to go, Jayla. I think you already have these things shaped out already.
I kind of did struggle on my pitch. I'm not gonna lie, it was hard, but I don't have a name for my business, so mine is business name blank. is basically to help you find a better home, a home that you could call yours, and to make you feel like at home no matter where you're at, to be able to feel like yourself. And that's
Okay.
I struggled on it, so I got stuck, so you could tell.
No worries, no worries. It's a start. It's a start. And tomorrow you guys are gonna go deep into it. So tomorrow's class is gonna be all about putting this all together. So we're just doing a dry run tonight so you can sleep on it, you can think about it, and come back tomorrow. Awesome. Now, wait, so your Jayla, was your parent also in real estate and
Yes.
Angie too? Okay. Right, because you're taking over your dad's business. That's what you said yesterday. All right. Michaela, how are you doing? You got something? A little
Um,
something to start off with?
so I also kind of just followed the format of the pitch document.
No
Um,
problem.
okay. I said I'd like to tell you about my beauty business on sensitive skin. It it is about a cost efficient yet effective skincare, mainly for people with sensitive skin. It will improve your life by having delicate ingredients, and it won't be crazy expensive when it goes up on the shelf. It'll cost $10 to $13 depending on if you buy a singular item and which item you buy. And you can get it from my website. I don't have a website, so website.com or at certain retail stores.
Awesome. I think that was great. You put each piece together there and you got something to work with. So at between this week and next week, when you do your pitches, is it just where you fill in some more of the blanks, right? Get a name that you feel comfortable starting with. And listen, people rebrand all the time. So you're not stuck with whatever name you use for the pitch, but it is good to have a name in there. And for things like contact, you could make that up as well, right? Um, so this is really just to help you guys flesh it out, get a template together, and then we just keep on doing iterations from there. All right. Ying Yang, you're in the middle of my screen here. You wanna give it a shot? Were you doing the guided research?
Okay, yeah, I was struggling on mine too, but my business something like I want to provide for low income, like first generation students. So I want to like provide them academic support, and that's all I got.
Okay, okay. So yeah, so the next part to that is, you know, the why, right? So how are you gonna do that? Is there a cost to that? Is it funded by some grant or something? And how would people get into whatever you're building, your program? So you can do it. I believe in you. All right. Um, is it Kale? Is that how you say it? Kale?
Yeah,
How's it going, man? What do you have for us?
I don't have a name yet, but I'd like to tell you about a used clothes and shoes reselling on online store where you could sell your own clothes or buy used clothes. It's a online app or website where you could sell used clothes from other sellers on the same app and website, and it'll improve your life by not having to spend the full price on clothing items, and it allows you to stay in style for a more affordable price. And it costs cheaper than the price you'd see at stores.
Awesome, awesome.
I don't have a name yet though.
Huh?
I don't have a name yet.
Okay, okay. Cool. Thank you. So you got a nice little framework there. Um, I would just say find, look at think of a price point, right? So you could even do ranges like, hey, you can get shirts for around this price, pants for around this price, just to give people a range, maybe. But I I like it. You got the whole thing together, and it's only Wednesday, so you got a whole week to just keep on working it. All right. I was gonna say Julian, but Julian, um, you ready to share?
Yes. Sorry. Okay. Okay. What I like to tell you about is it's not loading. I don't get why it's not loading. Okay, I'm sorry. But
You typed it up.
yeah, I typed it up. It's on my computer, but I don't get why it's not loading. Okay. Yeah, I'll just try to go off based on memory. I'll send you it
Okay.
when I do get it. Okay. But what I like to tell you about is okay, coach. It's
We
about
could come back if you want to circle back and try to.
yes. Okay, let me turn off my computer and turn it back on. I don't or maybe let me I don't know. Okay, I'm so sorry.
No worries, no worries. We could circle back. We got a few folks here.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. All right. Let's see. We have Jaira. How's it going? Jaira,
Hello.
how you doing?
Steve.
You ready to share?
Yeah, but like, can you explain it? Because I really don't understand. Like,
Oh, the elevator pitch. Are you doing the research? No, you're doing the hair salon, right?
well, not a hair
So
salon. Like, I'm doing. It's like multi, like
okay,
hair and lashes.
okay. So beauty. All right. So the elevator pitch, right? You want to give a brief description. Can you see the screen?
Mm-hmm.
So at the baseline, you could use this as an outline. So you just fill in the five spaces here. I'd like to tell you about, fill in your business idea. And you fill it in. So if you want to work, just do a draft of that. We could circle back, but
Okay.
basically just fill that in, right? And you have up to a minute and a half to share that. So it doesn't have to, it's not intended to be one word. It's literally like a sentence or two each, just so you can get your thoughts out.
Okay, I think I know what I want to say. Because, like, I'm reading it and, like, yeah.
You want to do it live? You want to read it and just speak
Mm-hmm.
to it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I like to tell you about my business, like with lashes and hair, because I believe that any girl or boy doesn't really specify should be able to have the opportunity to get their hair done, lashes done, whatever they like. And it will improve my life because I'll get more comfortable, like knowing people, um, get comfortable talking to people personally and publicly, and also improve life to get better with money. And I would say for the cost, because like I'm at a young age right now, I would say like maybe 30 and under. It depends like how much. And you can get it by contacting me or finding me in school. But if you want to get to know me personally, then you have to find me elsewhere because yeah.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. Did it in real time. All right. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
Um, just wanted to clarify the middle part and improve your life. Think of it as you are trying to sell someone on your idea, right? So you have this idea, you're like, all right, like, what's your idea? Tell me about it, and maybe I don't know, help support your business or, give you a small investment. So this is really when you're doing your elevator pitch, it's all external. It's all, hey, this is what I'm doing. I want to tell you about it. This is why I'm doing it. This is how it will help you or help people. and this is my cost. So that way the person you're talking to gets an understanding. Make sense?
Yes.
Cool, cool. All right. Thank you for sharing it, and thank you for doing it in real time.
You're welcome.
All right. Nadia, you ready to go? Helena. Helena or Helena?
Helena.
Helena. You ready to share?
Yeah, I'd be willing to share.
Awesome, awesome. Go ahead. So, floor is all yours.
So mine was basically a company that uses online algorithms like through coding to basically gauge consumer responses to different businesses like their services and products so that companies can shift their strategy faster due to like since people use social media so much, opinions and just like trends change so quickly, the brands kind of have to be on top of it. So I want to create an algorithm that allows brands to get like feedback faster so they can in turn change their brand strategy faster to meet the needs of their consumers.
That is awesome. All right, so I'm a techie, y'all. I'm a techie. So, Helena, you definitely got my ear. That is so cool. Um, all right. So, do you have a cost for your service
I
yet,
think
or anything in
originally
mind?
it would definitely depend on the price of similar like companies, but I think due to it being a startup, especially by a younger person, it would have to become at a cheaper cost than companies that have already established themselves. So most likely, if I did start it when I do start it, I'll have to work with either startups or smaller nonprofits just to gain notoriety and credibility, just because a lot of bigger companies would be a lot more hesitant on working with us like a small startup, especially by
Mhm.
someone who's a little bit more inexperienced. So I'd probably have to see
Mhm.
what people are willing to pay and then gauge how much I'm like how much it would be to be worth my time and taking time from other things.
Awesome. No, that is well said. Um, they are pilots, right? So sometimes when you're new, you might launch a pilot program, which means like, hey, I'm not charging you. This is just something to prove the technology works. And then another thing is looking at subscription models, right? So like if you think any subscription that exists today, it didn't cost what it costs now was not what it cost when it first launched, right?
Yeah.
Every subscription, I guess Amazon Prime is like $150. I think when it came out, it was like $60. So you could always start with the pilot, get the proof out there, and then start with the low cost, just to start getting people paying. And then yeah, just over time, just yeah, sorry, it's gonna be a little more, it's gonna be a little more, it's gonna be a little more. But great idea. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
All right, who hasn't talked yet? Shania. Shania, how you doing?
Good. How about yourself?
Doing good, doing good. Are you ready to share?
Yeah. So I also was doing real estate. Um,
We got
real
a real estate
estate,
crew. You guys
yes.
should make a real estate entity. I'm just saying. Go ahead.
I live in Texas, so it's like that's all you see, just big houses on like every corner, and they steady building. So it's kind of
Mm,
like, well, everything big in Texas, you know. So that's why I was
yeah.
like, you know what? I think I'll get in real estate. Um, for me personally, I don't really have a name for my business either. But the point to like wanting to do real estate is like everybody wants like they dream home, but like in a good like price. Like,
Mm,
is this like worth it to me? Or you don't want to like live in a good house, but it's like the neighborhood is not good, you know?
mhm,
Um, what you call it? But for me, I feel like Jayla said, you know, you want to make a home for like a home, even if it's small or no matter like the size, or even when you're by yourself, it just feels like home to you. Or you can go out of state and be away from your family, but it's like because like you have a house or because this is your peace, it's a home to you. if that makes
Okay.
sense.
Okay, awesome.
But yeah.
Definitely got the groundwork in there. I know real estate is not a direct cost, right? Because you're buying a home, but you know, most agents have a rate, right? It's like, might be 5% of the sale or 10%, like it all depends. So still be good to, I guess, maybe hey, how do real estate agents get paid, and what do they charge for that? Like you're thinking like you want to be on the real estate agent side, the builder side, developer side, both. What are you thinking?
Um, I feel like it would depend. Um,
Okay.
I said that because it's like you gotta get a profit on like because you're building the house or like designing the house. So it's kind of like you gotta put your profit, but you also gotta like pay people that helped you with the house on top of
Hmm.
um like like the little fees like the bills and then the stuff that you need to build the house on
Right.
top of
Materials.
a
There's a
good
material
price
cost.
to keep people interested in the house.
Right. You got to
So
get things in under a certain cost. So
yeah.
definitely, I would say, look at the different roles of real estate, see which one you want to start with,
Hmm.
and then do your plan around that. Because you
Hmm.
could always add to what you're doing, right? I know
Yeah.
people that started off as a realtor, then they became a lender, broker, then they got into development. So there's different ways you can go. Definitely look into that a little more. But
Okay.
it sounds great. I think honestly, I always encourage you guys to connect, right? Especially when there's multiple individuals that share a similar passion. You guys could start a little not international, a national kind of thing going. All right, so we are at time. I'm not going to hold you guys much longer. Let me get the class survey into the chat. Oh, there it is. My wife dropped it in. Thank you, honey. All right, so just click on the link, complete the survey. Did we lose some folks already? All right. Complete the survey. Once you complete the survey, you are welcome to go. And we'll be back here tomorrow. Tomorrow is Picture Perfect, where we go over, you're going to have the wonderful Kiana Walbrook, who has been holding down this class since SOAR started. So she will be helping you guys get comfortable with your public speaking, thinking on the fly, and getting your pitch together. All right, thank you, Angie. So please go ahead and do the survey. When you're done, you could drop a D in the chat, and we'll see you tomorrow. Nadia, Carissa, you guys with us?